The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
Good evening and welcome to BronxTalk. Watchers of our program over the last 18 plus years know that periodically we like to put to rest the politics and the issues and focus on something that may be even more important in the Bronx, and that is the creativity and achievement of Bronx young people. And so tonight we go into Morrisania and a program that uses music to inspire and develop Bronx children. We're going to talk about Renaissance education, music and sports in Morrisania, as well as see performances by the youngsters themselves. Because of the nature of our show, there won't be any phone calls tonight, but you can email questions or comments to us at BronxTalk@hotmail.com, and we'll read those on the air during a future edition of our program. For now, to start our look at Renaissance education, music, and sports in Morrisania, please join me in welcoming Bervin Harris. Good evening, Mr. Harris. Thanks for joining us.
Good evening, Gary. Thanks for having me.
So tell me about this wonderful group that I read about, and I said, my goodness, they really got to come on Bronx Talk and show the people of the Bronx what's what. Tell me about it.
Sure. Renaissance Education, Music, and Sports. Been around for the last 10 years. Our primary focus has always been first basketball, and we use basketball as a carrot, just a way to kind of bring these young men and women into the building. Then we kind of hit them with academics and social development. And then we started doing music, and so now we got this incredible music group that travels all over and does performances. We also currently work in about 21 different public schools. About 72% of our schools here in the Bronx no longer have music programs. And so instead of talking about the problem, we try to offer a solution. And we do that by having a program called MOW. We actually go into the schools and we service.
MOW?
Stands for Music on Wheels.
Music on Wheels,
Right?
all right.
So we're like Santa Claus. We come in there with the drums, the pianos, the guitars, and we actually teach, music to our kids.
There are a couple of different elements that you've already talked about. Let's start with the basic element, and that is using sports as the carrot and then bringing music in. How many youngsters do you bring in to play, you say, basketball? And then at what point do you transition them into music? Do you then use music as the carrot if you attend or you do the right thing? Or is it all part of it? Explain how that works.
No, it's actually pretty different. So you figure we got all these young people here in the community with different likes and different dislikes. So one child may come in who loves basketball, but hey, I ain't feeling no drums and I want to sing. So he'll stick around for the basketball. And our basketball program works in two ways. We're a traveling AAU traveling team, so we play, on a high level. But we also have what is called Friday Night Hoops. We're finding out that a lot of our young men and women are graduating high school without understanding the basics of basketball and not prepared academically to get scholarships. And so we take them from the age of 2, Gary.
Wow.
We have a toddler program that starts them at the age of 2, and we'll stay with you not to college, but through college. Not just in terms of your basketball, but also in terms of academically, in terms of socially with your family, and so on and so forth.
How many young people are involved?
In the basketball program alone, we have over 100. We do several teams. We have 3 teams, and we have the toddler programs and so on and so forth. And even the adult nights, we have well over 100. When we talk about the music program, we're servicing about 1,200 young people every week.
Way back when, and you and I are both old enough to know, but there was there was a lot of talk about the value of midnight basketball.
Yeah,
we've talked about this endlessly on this program over the years. It sounds to me like you believe midnight basketball works, and it's something we ought to have not only where you're doing it, but everywhere else in the Bronx.
You know what? I love the whole concept of midnight basketball, but I think we had to go a step further. When we look at basketball, we don't look at basketball as a substitute to keep kids off of the street. That's what midnight basketball is all about. We use basketball as a way of developing a relationship. So when you're coming in, I'm your coach today, but tomorrow I'm helping you with your math work. I'm going with you to your parent-teacher conference. Mom says you're not cleaning your room, but because you respect me as your coach, I can sit down with you and mom and infuse that relationship. So we've taken that basketball, literally, as you said earlier, as a carrot, to use that to kind of drag along, to pull our young women and men to what we need them to be.
Who gets in? Anybody who wants to? Is this self-funded? Do people come and their parents pay, or do you have it funded elsewhere?
Well,
or from elsewhere?
Well, we get donations that come in. We do ask for a registration, and the registration is for $60 for the 8 weeks. And $60 is nothing. For our music classes, $60 for the 8 weeks, as well as for the basketball program is $60 for the 8 weeks. And that only includes your music lesson and your music instruction and your basketball instruction, but you can also come for tutoring and SAT prep for free.
There we go. We like that. But listen, the $60 given what you might pay elsewhere, and so it works through a foundation, through grants. I mean, somebody's got to pay for
through
a lot
all
of
of the above. We strive heavily on philanthropists. You know, so I'm going to beg you for some money before I leave here. You know,
You'll probably get it.
I saw you with your
Especially
wallet
when
out.
I saw the kids rehearsing.
So I'm going to definitely hit you up for a check before we leave. But that's how we do it. You know, we constantly telling everybody about the program, and about 70% of our funding right now come in through philanthropists, kind individuals who want to support the program.
And who gets in? I mean, are we targeting quote-unquote at-risk kids, or frankly, all children who grow up and live in New York City are at risk because there are so many factors that distract them from doing good things? Or is it just anybody who wants to walk through the door?
No, I agree with the latter of what you stated. I believe that all of our young people who live in the Bronx are at risk. And we have this new group that I call the disenchanted or disconnected youth. They're the ones that go to school every day, don't bother anybody. I do all my work, but I go back home and I go nowhere. I do nothing because I'm afraid. That child is still at risk because there's no way for development because you're sitting in front
Even
of...
though he or she has not misbehaved and
Right.
doesn't get the scarlet letter on their forehead to say what they are. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're even right now trying to develop a program, Gary, that actually picks up these young people. Because parents say, I would love to send them down to your mentoring program, but I don't want them coming through that neck of the woods. I don't want them taking the train. That's my boy. My boy is 18. But I'm a little nervous of them going out.
We understand
You
that.
understand it, right?
I have tremendous sympathy for that.
So we're trying to develop a program now. We actually have a van goes out, pick them up, bring them to the program, and then take them back home.
Could you enroll another 100 if you had more funding? I'm assuming that the need is a heck of a lot greater than your ability to serve.
Without question. Without question. And we're always reinventing ourselves. You know, today is basketball. Tomorrow it might be soccer, Gary. You know, we have a large flux of Africans that are moving in our community, and that's a sport of choice. So, hey, if the point is to use it as a carrot, then guess what? You guys want to play soccer? Then soccer it is. You know, you want to play baseball? Then baseball it is.
Now, you brought a couple of things to show. First of all, I'm proud that BronxNet Television has a program. Now, this is called Teens Live to Tape. Is that what this is?
That's what it's all about.
Now, tell me what this is and when we can see them even more regularly.
Every Friday at 6 o'clock, right here on BronxNet, we have a show called TLT Squared, which means Teens Live to Tape. Now, if you like me, you're driving in the morning, you listen to your radio station, or you hear about negativity in our community, and whenever the Bronx is mentioned and teens are in the same sentence, it's never anything positive. It's always about a gunshot. It always is about teenage pregnancy, a dropout rate, or somebody robbed the store.
And if I can just interject, and I'm going to say this conclusively, we have many more kids who are doing the right thing than the wrong thing, but those kids, of course, are not getting on TV.
No one's telling that story, Gary, and that's the
right.
problem. So if you're a preteen, you're 12, 13 years of age, you don't want to become a teenager because you're always connected with something negative. So instead of, once again, instead of keep talking about the problem, the solution is, you know, we offered our own cable television show. And this show is about kids doing things positive. Tomorrow, no, Wednesday night, we're actually having a poetry slam. And so teens will be coming down doing their poetry, and we'll air it on the show. We had Stephen Ritz come down and talk about how to grow vegetables within your home.
The thing really is to just keep it positive and remind the young people, and all of us, frankly, that we can do good things if only we try.
Right.
No
Showing
doubt.
positive examples.
All right, here's another positive example. This is a CD that you brought here. Now, what
Yeah.
is this? This
First
says,
of all, that's for you. That's your
music.
gift.
Oh, that's for me. I accept. I absolutely accept. This says music with a message, changing our community one song at a time. What is
Right.
this?
Yeah, every summer we do this tour, and it's called the MWAM Tour, Music with a Message. We were writing songs, positive songs, Gary, like Pull Your Pants Up, which deals with the sagging pants epidemic in our community. We were writing songs like Asthma Can't Win. We had the highest account of asthma in the country right here in the Bronx. So we wrote a song called Asthma Can't Win. We wrote a song called The Bronx is a Beautiful Place to Be.
I heard them. Are we going to hear some of that tonight?
Probably not today.
Oh,
We
okay.
could probably do a chorus or something
Well,
like that.
then
let you
get
check it
the
out.
CD,
Yeah, you gotta
you'll
get the
be
CD.
able to hear
yeah,
it,
Yeah,
then.
yeah. It's on iTunes and things like that. But I was teaching a class one day. These kids was like, I hate the Bronx. I can't wait to leave the Bronx.
Yeah.
And we started writing on the board all the wonderful things the Bronx has. Yankee Stadium, Botanical Garden, families and things of that nature. So we put all those wonderful adjectives in that song, and it's called The Bronx is a Beautiful Place
The
to
kids
Be.
have had an opportunity, not only, of course, like tonight, to be on television and to be on your show, but as I understand, they've played they played or sung at the Garden at Yankee Stadium. Tell me about
these guys,
all the places they've been.
Yeah, when we do the MWAM tours, they do anywhere between 60 to 70 shows in the summer alone. So some days it's one show, some days it's 4 shows. And we got a chance to do Yankee Stadium, Madison Square Garden, U.S. Open, World Tennis Tournament, Hershey Park, Great Adventure. They did the EAA show out in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. This year they're doing a tour in Maine. They might be going to California. But more importantly, it's about doing shows right here in our own backyard, making sure that our neighborhood get a chance to see that there are some people doing some real positive things.
Last question before I send you over to the keyboard, because you're going to work with the chorus. They play different kinds of music, or do you expose them to different kinds of music, or do you reinforce the kind of music, maybe the kind of pop music and styles that they hear? What's your musical vision for the young people?
Well, we write music, first of all. It's social development type of music, and it's not the Barney kind of stuff. It's the stuff they enjoy on the radio. So we do a lot of pop, a lot of R&B, we do gospel, we do rock. We pretty much do it all.
So let's take a listen and a look at Renaissance Education, Music and Sports in Morrisania here on Bronx Talk.
It's close to midnight, and something evil's lurking in the dark. Under the moonlight, you hear a sight that almost stops your heart. Oh,
You start to freeze, but terror takes a sound before you make it. Yeah. You start to scream as horror looks you right between the eyes. You're paralyzed.
'cause this is thriller, thriller night, and no one's gonna save you from the beast about to strike. You know it's thriller, thriller night. You're fighting for your life inside a killer thriller.
Very, very nice. All right, I'm going to squeeze in there. Hello, how's everybody here? How are you? I know I was bothering Sydney before. Why don't you say your name?
Sydney,
And how old are you?
I'm 8.
And do you enjoy being part of this group?
Yes, I do.
What do you enjoy about being part of this group?
That you get to travel with each other and you get to know each other.
And like, where have you traveled to?
They traveled to Wisconsin. I wasn't old enough. And we went to Hershey Park and Great Adventures.
There you go. Now, when you travel, do you get to perform as well?
Yes,
Okay. When did you learn to sing? When you came to this group, or did you sing before?
I sung before.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us. Now, I'm going to just move right over here. So you step in. I'm going to mess up the whole order there. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, my name is Celeste.
Celeste, how are you?
I'm fine.
You enjoying the performance? Tell me about being in this group. How long have you been in this group?
I've been in this group for a few months. I started off as a dancer, and then I was inspired by the music and the vocalists, and I started singing with them.
What do you like the best about it?
I
Now,
gotta
Sydney
s-
said travel. I'm sure you like the travel, but give me something else.
My favorite part is meeting new people and watching how our music expresses, expresses towards everybody.
Expresses things that you
Yeah.
feel and all those kinds of things. So, okay, I'm going to come over here to see these folks here. How about this young man here? You
Hello,
stand
hello.
over there, and I'm going to move over here.
Alrighty.
Your name is?
My name is Jarrell Zapata.
He has some great voice, doesn't he?
Thank you, thank you.
Now, have you always sung, or was
Yes,
this
I
the first
have.
chance?
I've been
to-
singing ever since I was 3.
Really? And what about this group? Do you like being in this group? Is this an interesting
It's
group?
a way for me to grow and develop as a vocalist, and it's a great opportunity to spread great messages of positivity to the youth, and I feel like it's a great chance.
Did you have those messages of positivity in your head beforehand, or did you develop them once you came into this
Absolutely.
group?
I feel like it was just a key, a vessel for me to go through. I felt like this was just another way for me to express that.
How old are you?
18.
And I didn't ask Celeste, how old were you?
I'm 15.
She's 15. All right. How about you two come in here? If you would just, I'm messing up their order. They're going to have to get back in order when they sing again. Okay, you first. Your name is?
My name's Carlene,
Hi, Carlene. How old are you?
12.
And what about this for you? Do you like to sing? Is this your first time singing? Did you always sing like some of the others?
I love to sing. This isn't my first time singing. I've been with this program since the summer, and it's just been an amazing experience, and I get to do what I love to do while spreading messages of positivity.
When you say it's an amazing experience, what's been amazing about it?
Well, get to travel, that's really good, but it's like amazing to know that you're doing something good while doing something you love.
What your name is?
My name is Colette Powell.
And how old are you, Colette?
I am 19 years old.
Okay, and you also have been a singer for a while?
Yes.
You stepped out, aren't you nice?
I've been in the group for about 3 years, and it's been a blessing experience for me. I can honestly say it changed my life around.
Well, then give me what you are versus what you are.
Oh,
Somebody just groaned back there. But then maybe that was the best question of all.
well, to be honest, just let it out there. I had an attitude problem. Yes, I was a little bratty. I came to Renaissance, and you could say I straightened up.
What about it straightened you up?
The responsibility, discipline, just learning, for me, learning that others care about me. So that just made me want to change all over.
And had you been a singer beforehand?
Yes, I have, but honestly, I think Renaissance made my voice grow. It made everything grow about me, so.
You know what's going to happen now? I'm going to get the heck out of the way because I can't sing, and I'm going to let them sing. You ready, Mr. Harris?
Minutes, 525,000 moments, oh dear. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, and laughter and strife. In 525,600 minutes, how do you measure a year in a life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love. 525,600 minutes. 525,000 journeys to plan. 525,600 minutes. How do you measure the life of a woman or a man?
In truths that she learned, or in times that he cried, in bridges he burned, or the way that he died.
It's time now to sing up, 'cause the story never ends. Let's celebrate, remember the years of a life of a friend. Remember the love. Remember the love. Remember the love. Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love.
Hi, tell me your name.
I'm Carlene.
Carlene, everybody's name begins with a C in this group. Is that a requirement? And how almost everybody, there you go. How old are you, Carlene?
I'm 12 years old.
And do you like doing this?
Yes, I love being with this program.
Does everybody get along real well?
Yes, we all get along like a family.
How old are you, Carly?
I'm 12 years old.
Do you have a favorite kind of music? And did you have a favorite kind of music before you came into the group?
I like all music, but I think I like pop a lot. So yeah.
Do you have plans for yourself, or do you think about, wow, this was really a good thing to do, and maybe I want to do something with it afterwards, or maybe not? I mean, do you think about this?
I have plans. I want to become a singer, but if that doesn't work out, I'd like to be a lawyer or a reporter or things like that.
Stick with the lawyer, the reporter thing, believe me. Anyway, thank you so much. Hi.
Hi.
Step up to the microphone. Your name is?
My name is Alice Olam.
Hello, Alice.
Hi.
How old are you?
I'm 16.
When you greeted me earlier tonight, you gave me just a big smile. You're always like that, huh? Positivity, I guess, is the word here.
Yeah.
Tell me about this group for you. Were you always this happy, and were you always this way, or did this group bring it out of you?
I was always happy, but I was also a very shy person, so I stood in the sidelines while they would sing. But as soon as I got into this program, of course, they were like a family to me, so they always brought me up to the mic and got me singing.
Give me some advice to give to politicians, people who make decisions about funding these kinds of programs and putting these programs in schools. Is it worthwhile? Is this the kind of thing that we should really have more of?
I definitely think this is worthwhile, especially for the little ones, because as generations go, I feel like music is starting to get lost, and I feel like it's starting to become a lost art. So my advice to politicians and to all the people giving us money, I would say to always think of the little kids and how we can progress. Since we are the future generation, they should always think of how we are going to get to that generation.
And do you think that if we put more funding and more resources into programs like these, the Bronx would be a better place?
I think so.
That's such a loaded question. What was she going to say, right? What can I tell you? Anyway, I'm once again going to get out of the way. I want to thank Mr. Harris for joining us tonight, and I want to thank you for bringing all these wonderful children, and hopefully you guys will come back another time. And
We got a singer right here.
oh, I missed one person? Well, then get out of the way and let me bring her in. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Your name?
My name is Olivia Tapia.
Hi, Olivia. And what's it been like for you? How long have you been in the program?
This is going on my 5th year being a part of Renaissance.
And why so many years? Why didn't you just say, you know, I've had enough, I'm getting out of here?
Like everybody said, you know, we have become a family, and I have seen myself grow from the beginning till now, you know, as a singer and even as a person and a student.
Tell me about a student. What has changed since, and why has it changed since you've been in this program?
Honestly, my grades were not looking good at all when I first began, but now I'm a senior and I'm heading off to college, all thanks, you know, being a part of Renaissance.
Come on, give it up. Where are you going to be going to college? I'm sure the others are too. We just applauded for you.
I'm going to be attending Mercy College.
That's wonderful. That's just wonderful. And this program helped you educationally, academically?
Yes, extremely.
There you go. Well, you know, you got to be kind of dumb to not say, gee whiz, let's put resources into programs like these for young people, right?
Yeah.
It works. Okay. Now, Mr. Harris, thank you. And I'm getting out of the way, and we'll see you next week for Bronx Talk. And good night.
When I wake up in the morning, love, and the sunlight hurts my eyes, and something without warning, love, is heavy on my mind.
But then I look at you, and the world is alright with me. Hey, yeah, yeah. So just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be
A lovely day. A lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible to face, and someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. want you, and the word is alright with me. Hey, yeah. So just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely day. A lovely day.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
My dad's one of the producers, so he's
Bring this one.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family.
Ooh.
So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Lava tus manos, utensilios y superficies de cocina con agua y jabón. Este año, 1 de 6 personas en Estados Unidos se enfermará por comer alimentos contaminados. Visita foodsafety.gov/español.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.